Hey guys, Travis Turner here, Javen Thompson. We're the owners of Raider Lending Solutions. One of our partners is not included, Travis Lanning. We wanted to give you guys an update on kind of what we got going because we have a really good opportunity for you guys. And honestly, we do the same thing. Make a lot of money on return by investing funds into some of our deals. We wanted to explain it a little bit better because maybe people don't fully understand what we're offering, and this is a killer opportunity. So
Yeah.
Jim was going to give you guys a rundown.
I think that a lot of people, when they hear Raider Lending Solutions, understand, especially in the real estate space in West Texas and just Texas in general, that we are one of the best capital sources for helping people buy distressed properties, flip or rehab those properties, and minimize their cash out. But one thing that they may not be aware of is that we also specialize in helping people who may already have cash parked in different places grow that money at a fast rate with a very, very secure position and process in place to make sure that those returns are maximized. And also that they don't have to lock their money up for long periods of time to take advantage of double-digit returns.
Huge.
And so that's massive. Are my funds liquid? How often do I have the opportunity to put money in, pull money out? What kind of return am I making? And so one of the things that we really want to emphasize is that the way that most of our offerings work, an investor actually has the opportunity to come in and place their capital alongside our capital, make a 10% return, and just have that money placed for 6 to 9 months, less than a year generally. And it's a collateralized return. So just like placing money in an annuity or a treasury bond or even a CD or a money market account where they may be producing a lower but very safe return, we're able to mirror that safety because we have a collateralized asset that is being purchased for anywhere between 50 and 75% of its market value. But the return on those assets is double digit. Like right now, all of our investors are making minimum 10%.
We're locking people in at 10%.
Yeah, 10%, and they're only having to commit that money for like 6 months.
3 to 6 months.
3 to
is
6.
our window.
Yep, that's far out is that 6 month mark, right?
Yeah, and most people probably want the term of 6 months because you're making 10% on that money for the term.
Over and over, and once that term's out, we have options. We're placing money fast enough and often enough that if they want to continue to roll that, maybe they say, you know what, I want to make 10% for the rest of my life.
On this amount,
we have
right?
the opportunity to continue rolling that, and they can.
And we can compound it. We can compound roll that money.
And one thing that is often not an option is they have the option to take that 10% return out on a monthly basis. So they don't have to wait.
Direct into bank account.
That's right. They don't have to wait 6 months or even 3 months to start seeing that return. Once those funds are placed on the first of each month, they'll just start receiving a passive income check. And this is genuine passive income, total mailbox money, where just ACH arrives in their bank account. They have their own portal now where they can go in and see exactly which asset is collateralizing their investment and when the next payout's going to be, exactly how much that return is, which of course it stays that flat 10%, but we do it on actual accrued days. So like February's a 28-day month and January's a 31-day month. So on the 1st of February, their payout may be a little bit larger because they've accrued that 10% for a few extra days. And they're able to go in and predictably and reliably see that across the board. And I think that is such a valuable thing to have and to know is where's my money at? What's it being used for? How much am I getting paid on it? How long do I have to commit it? All of those answers are very straightforward, very transparent right up front. And it is, in my opinion, one of the best ways to produce genuine cash flow because, they could probably go and potentially produce a similar return in like the S&P 500 or a stock market or something like that. But they have to play the game of maybe I make 10, maybe I don't. I actually don't make anything until I sell something.
Yep.
In this scenario, their funding is there. The value that they've placed isn't going up or down on the back end whenever the loan matures. They're going to get all of that money back, but they're guaranteed that 10% every month easy,
huge. I mean,
steady
that's
money.
huge.
It's just, it's a
That's huge.
big deal.
There's not much that pays you 10% in your bank account monthly that you can go spend.
Exactly.
My dad is love him to death. He's a very precise person, and he's not a big risk taker.
Yep.
And I showed him the platform you mentioned and walked him through our process. And he was like, "Hey, I'm interested in doing one. I'll get one set up."
Yep.
And I think for him to agree to that is huge, because I wanted to show somebody that was not take a risk and just take the jump just by hearing, "Hey, return jump,"
Yep.
but like more like, I need to see paperwork. I need to see this. I need to see this. How does this work? So that was huge. And if that doesn't convince people, I think part of the
own money tied up.
yeah. So we invest our own money in these currently. I only have a limited number of funds. Okay, I'm willing to place whatever I've got to make 10%, but I run out of money. I'm not there yet where I can just do this forever and I have unlimited funds, which is why we're here. I think another big piece of the puzzle that people need to understand, and more of security around the money, is number one, we don't want to lose your money or lose anybody's money ever.
We haven't.
And we haven't ever lost any money.
Perfect track record.
And I think it's so important that people know that we control so many steps of the full process
Yep.
during the process. So somebody submits a loan through our company, through our website, and then we vet the property personally. Javen goes, or one of his crew, and they vet the property, they walk it, they come up with a construction bid. So we know what it's going to cost to remodel that property and fix it up. So we have our construction cost. They're welcome to bring their own contractor. If they do and he's cheaper, we hold back the difference in an account. We don't give it to the borrower until that property is done, and on execution of the deal, they can have the excess funds. That way we can go in and save a deal if needed because it's too cheap.
And I think that's huge. It's security both for our investors and also for those borrowers, because we want them making money too. Like when they go out and place the funds, like you're enabling someone to go out and put in their blood, sweat, and tears into an asset that's going to produce a return for their family as well. And we kind of see ourselves in this process as kind of the been there, done that guys, right? Before we were hard money lenders, we were both real estate investors. And so we have literally been there and done that. I've physically swung a hammer for a couple of years doing this. And so what we get to do is go in and walk through these properties on location, on site, walk through the house before your funds ever get placed, before our funds ever get placed, and help advise and guide these people through. Now, with our educational programs that we've released, we're now able to work directly with these borrowers so that they're able to implement some of the systems that we have built and learned over time and apply the same strategies to these deals. And that's how we're able to reliably say that we can turn these properties in that 3 to 6 month window. And we're seeing that over and over and over. We haven't had anybody go past that yet. No, I take that back. We've had one person ever go past that, and they still made plenty of money on that deal. It just took a little while to close.
We're open to exceptions. Not everything's perfect.
Not everything's perfect.
But we're never more than one payment max behind on any work, because we pay in draws as work is completed.
Yep.
So they get paid, they're looking for the next work, they may get a partial payment, they can't get it done for the rest of the week. We may be behind that half a payment, but we've got everything built in to go save the deal.
We got 30%, 25 to 30% margin on every deal at max funding. So once the money's been placed, there is at least 25, in most cases 30+% margin on the back end of just from a collateral standpoint. That makes it a very safe investment. And then we've always talked, we haven't had to do it yet, but worst case scenario, one of the things that we talk about regularly is, would we want this deal? Like if this was Javen's deal, if this was Travis's deal, would I want to buy it?
I think that's the biggest question for everybody is, what happens if a deal goes south? What happens to my money?
You, me, and Travis personally guarantee to go in and buy out each deal.
We will do
cash our investors out. As soon as the deal goes south, it becomes our problem. And we kind of like having those problems. I don't know about you, but a problem that comes back with a 30% profit margin isn't a problem.
Yeah. Unfortunately for you guys, if the deal goes south, we're going to take the property off your books. You'll have made your interest for the time spent with the property, get your original investment back, and we will take the property, finish the project, dispo it. If there is a return, then we will accrue that. So we're willing to do it. If not, we were also willing to take the loss to help our partners feel secure. And we're doing this all over Texas and New Mexico right now. So we're looking to expand, but as we continue to grow, we put in our systems and processes in each market So we're not expanding too fast to where we can't control our processes, because the process is what makes this work.
Yeah. Now, Travis, let me ask you this. Is there a minimum dollar amount that someone would have to commit for us to be willing to bring them on as an investor?
I'd say the amount you probably need in your account, if an average loan volume is about 100,000, we look for about a 25% investment. So I'd say about $25,000 is probably the minimum that you need to have on hand to sign up to look for an investment with us. The investment likely ranges between about $25,000 and about $50,000 to $60,000 with our average price range.
Yep, that's right. And if they have more money than that and they're wanting to place, like we have several investors right now that have placed more than $1 million in capital with us, and of course those guys aren't placing all of that capital in just one property, right? They have the opportunity to participate in multiple loans and kind of distribute that risk, distribute that return, correct?
And we've had multiple investors behind the scenes before we launched this publicly to our friends and family investors that have started taking every deal. So we didn't really have the need to source funds. But as we grow, everybody eventually hits a limit. And so here we are just trying to raise more capital. I'm still pulling money from my money market, because money market is right now has been paying about 4.5% at 5%. 10% still double that.
Yep.
And as it continues to trickle down, I've got enough money in the stocks. I've got enough money in real estate. I don't want another house. I don't want to put another $1,000 in Nvidia, or another 20 grand in Microsoft. I'm like, I'm good there. Where else can I place capital to kind of get a check monthly that I don't have to wait on forever, and it'd be an investment that I can reinvest or eat or go to the park or Disneyland or whatever.
Yep.
But I think that's such a good thing, because you mentioned stocks in the beginning, and I'm a big believer in being diversified.
Yep.
I wouldn't suggest necessarily pulling money out of your stock account, but the money that you have sitting on a big deal that you're about to close, or you sell a vehicle, or you get a bonus, or you have money in the money market, or you have money in your checking, you're like, what the heck do I do with this $50,000? How do I invest?
Funding for property taxes, right? We've done that.
Money that you kind of just want to roll, that you don't need to pull out of other investments that are doing well. This is money that churns faster and is still a really, really desirable good return. Most investors want to make between 5 and 7% on their money. We're offering 10. Yep. And the reason that we're doing this is because we want to scale, go at volume, and we have the margin to do so and make everybody happy.
Yep, absolutely.
Cool. Anything else you think they need to know? I think that wraps it up.
I think that's about everything. If they have more questions,
how do they get
can
hold
reach
of
out
us?
To you or me, right? We'll link our cell phone numbers, email addresses above.
We'll make sure you have all of our information. Check the captions, check the description. Follow us on all social media. Make sure to, we'll also have our email down there. So if you have any questions, we're happy to jump on the phone and explain this one-on-one with people. We have so many people that have been interested, and we've already had a few place funds that we want to make sure that we can get the word out to everybody one time, and it helps save us our time so we can spend our time helping those that are serious and actually want to do something.
And we've got quite a bit of loan volume. I think that's the other thing that we need to talk about. Like, this isn't something where they're not going to be constantly seeing opportunities to place their money. I think we had 7 submitted just yesterday. 7 new loan requests come in just one day. And of course, not everything gets approved, but typically about 60 to 70% of the loan requests do end up meeting lending requirements. So we could expect 4 to 5 more offerings to go out to the current people in our investor portal. And so if they want to get in, they need to get in quick, because it's been a very popular product with those guys right now.
Also, if you guys are looking to place $500,000 or more, please send us an email, and we'd love to chat with you on some other opportunities.
Yep, absolutely.
So, cool. Thank you guys. Travis, Javen, hope to hear from you soon. God bless.